Hello everyone, welcome to Computer Science 330 Robotics online class, right? That sounds weird. I'd like to welcome you back to college, by the way. Let's get to the slides. Okay, so Computer Science 330 Lecture number 1, Introduction. In this lecture, I'll be just giving you very broad information and about this class and about how everything is going to be structured. If you guys taking some other classes this semester, then you can definitely skip ahead some of the sections of the video because I'll be repeating a lot of stuff, especially if you're taking, let's say, 350, okay, with me. If you're not, then definitely listen carefully. Okay, cool. So again, robotics, introduction to robotics, Computer Science 330, fall 2020. Let's go. Okay, so first off, normally, again, I would introduce myself if we're doing it offline, but you probably know me already. My name is Steve Rubin, original name is Konstantin, originally Russian, got my bachelor's, master's, and I'm working towards PhD, super hard. Had an internship in Texas Instruments, was doing algorithms there. Normally, if we're doing that offline, I would ask you to tell me about yourself, your name, major, why did you choose it from you, why did you choose this class, and how did you spend, well, summer break, right, in that case. Now, the question I always ask is, why do you guys go to college, right? Why wouldn't you get a job after high school? And of course, students usually have different answers. Some of them say that like they want to make a lot of money, they want to have a prestigious job. A lot of people say they want to work at McDonald's or like some other fast food chain, right? That's all good. That is all good, right? So those are legitimate answers, definitely. Some people say they want to change the world. Some people say that they want to do something meaningful in their lives. My answer, my personal opinion, that the practical reason of going to college is to get a well-paid job, okay? Which can be split into two parts. And that's something I always talk about, but definitely going to reiterate that as many times as necessary. So this part over here on the right is fulfilling responsibilities, which means not to be fired, right? And that's something which we focus on 99% of the time in college, right? So that's what college is doing really well with you. Basically, how to code, how to make sure that the code is readable, understandable, how to solve the problem using code, sometimes professional etiquette, all that stuff, which is very good, right? But nobody, almost no one, is talking about how actually to get a job, right? And in my opinion, it's one of the biggest drawbacks in college education, how to actually get a job, right? That's an issue, and which includes how to prepare the resume, what companies to work with or what companies do not to work with, how to apply for the jobs, how to properly read job descriptions, because sometimes they can be very confusing, okay? Like, what else? How to answer specific questions at the interview, job interview. Tell me about yourself. Why should we hire you? How much money do you want to make? Tell me about the time when you proved your leadership, for example. Like all that kind of stuff. And I found that for people who are not prepared, which means like basically at all the first interviews, right? If you never go through the job interview before, it's very difficult, very confusing to do. Anyway, so that job right on the left, so how to actually get a job is completely on you, right? You have to do it by yourself. You have to that's completely your responsibility. In my classes, I'm always trying to give some tips and additional things to discover. I always talk about my experience and kind of consult students when needed. Okay, and in general, like in our department of computer science, we're trying to do that. Now let's talk about this class. Sorry, oh no, that's the wrong slide. So that's a different one. Okay, so 330, Computer Science 330 Introduction to Robotics provides very good foundation again, especially if you choose to do robotics full time, right? It's not really fast paced though, honestly. It's slowly paced, I would say, depending on your skills and how good you are with physical things, right? It may make you work hard. Gives you a solid picture of your future career, right? If you decide to do anything with the hardware, right? If you stick with software, which means you'll be developing websites or anything like that, then most likely it'll just give you another different but good experience, this class. Okay, let's talk about the syllabus, Computer Science 330, right? In general, it's going to be difficult to teach robotics online, right? So my hope is that for the first 3 weeks, we'll just go over the theory, right? And only theory. We'll be talking about how the robots structure, what the robots are, how they function, all that kind of stuff. And then when we go back to school, we'll study offline. We'll actually start talking. I'll give you the robots, and we'll start programming them. And they'll be moving around the room. They'll be like moving across the circle, like doing all the. And then at the end, we'll play sumo, and we'll do the race around also around the room. So like with the robots, that stuff. Okay. So no, it's wrong. Hold on. That's fall 2020. Fall 2020. Okay. So office hours, right? Tuesday, Thursday, 3:30 to 5 p.m. Friday from 2 to 5 p.m. Okay, only online, only by appointment. Okay, so as of now, the policy is that at least for the first 3 weeks, all the office hours will be held online and tutoring hours as well. Basically because our offices and the tutoring center is too small, and like 6 feet apart, being 6 feet apart is difficult to do. So I think it's actually, like, it's not my decision, it's Professor Raus and Dean's, Dr. Roger Gopalan, they decided to do that. Okay, prerequisites, you need to have 227 completed and 318. Okay, there is no textbook required. Midterms, there'll be 2 midterms. Each one of them will be 10%, so total 20% of your final grade. Homeworks and labs, there'll be 35%. Final will be also 20%, quizzes will be also 20%, and attendance and note-taking will be 5% of your final grade. Okay, so that's the scale. A is from 90 to 100, B is from 80 to 80, like 90, basically. C is from 70 to 80, and so on. Professionalism. So as usual, you need to treat professors with respect and other students with respect. Please do not keep cell phones on the table, right? That happens when we teach offline, right? Your email should be formatted the following way, right? So you need to begin with a greeting. You need to say hello, hi, to whom it may concern, dear. Then you need to thank the recipient, right? So you don't have to thank me when you're sending me an email. It's not that important. But you need to state the purpose. You need to say, I'm writing to inquire about, I'm writing in reference to. Then you explain why you email and what the purpose of the email is. Then you add a closing remark. You would say, for example, thank you, look forward to hearing from you. Something like that, right? And you need to end with a closing. Best regards, sincerely, thank you. Don't say cheers or best wishes, right? So that's usually for friends. Yeah, so I'm going to tolerate only one unprofessional email, right? All others will result in losing 1% of your final grade. Basically, exactly the same stuff I'm doing with all other classes I'm teaching, okay? So you may be thinking, why is it so strict? Why it's so strict? Because basically that affects your career. Every now and then we have sometimes very, very smart students, however, who cannot cooperate, again, who don't have very good communication skills. And unfortunately, that's really, really difficult to develop if you don't have previous experience doing that, and something which is very difficult to fix. Okay, so that's why it's better kind of to penalize you really heavily at the beginning of your career, such that when you actually get a job, you will look super professional and you will definitely have more chances to be promoted and to get a job. I remember, by the way, that I got a job once, and then I was asking my employer why did they hire me. And they told me that among other candidates, my communication style was the most professional one. So I'm kind of a live example of, I guess, proving that theory, right? So your communication, especially at the beginning of your career, that should be very professional, right? It cannot hurt. It can hurt. How to make it up? Attend tutoring sessions. As of now, and again, most likely for the rest of the semester, all the tutoring sessions will be online. They'll be over Zoom, and you will need to go to Zoom to sign up, right, using this link, right? Each one of the sessions, lecturing sessions, right, I will add 0.2% per week. If possible, please attend networking events, meet potential employers, introduce yourself. If it's possible, right? Again, it most likely it's not going to be. What else? Send me a polished resume checked by the Career Center advisors or Professor Rao, right? I'll add 1.5%, and create a LinkedIn profile and send me the link. I'll add 1% of extra credit to your final grade. Again, exactly the same thing as we're doing with other classes. Okay, note taking. In this class, note taking is required. Okay, especially at the beginning, definitely for the first 3 weeks. Okay, so what I want you to do after each lecture, not this one, but starting from Thursday, I want you to take handwritten notes while watching the lecture. No typing, don't do that. Handwritten only, right? Unless you have some physical disability. Then I want you to take a photos of those lectures, of the notes, right, and submit them to the Blackboard. There'll be special section like for the same place as you submitted the homeworks. That'll be the place to submit the notes. There'll be kind of a way to do for taking attendance, right? I want you to do that exactly the same day as you're watching the lecture. So basically for the first 3 weeks, right, at least, I'll be publishing lectures on this YouTube channel on Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? You can watch those lectures anytime you want on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but by midnight on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I want you to submit the notes. Hope it makes sense, okay? So office hours will be online again, right? Send me an email if you have any questions. If that requires a phone call or like Zoom call, let's do that. For these 3 weeks, and most likely for the rest of the semester, because again our offices are too small, we'll be doing everything online. What else? That's pretty much it, right? Let's talk about the syllabus a little bit more. There'll be two exams, okay? There'll be closed book, closed note, unless, again, we'll have to take them online. The comprehensive final exam may be taken to replace any of the low exams. Great. There will be no makeup missed exams, right? For the homework assignments, you need to submit them online. Late submissions will be accepted but penalized, right? No quizzes or homeworks will be dropped. None of them. Okay. Most likely we'll be doing everything in C++ and Python. Miscellaneous. Academic integrity, right? So the cheating of any kind will not be tolerated. Yeah. So I guess no news. You guys are pretty experienced with how it works. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's it. Okay, guys. So again, welcome to college. Welcome back to learning online. I hope you will have a good semester. And again, I'm sorry that we have to meet online for the first 3 weeks. Hopefully, it will all be resolved and will be done offline, because I think that offline education is much more efficient, much more practical. Okay. Relax. Have a good day. I'll see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.